Today, I have something for you that fits perfectly with the autumn atmosphere, namely a big test of grave candle inserts. At first glance, this might not sound interesting, but believe me, we'll check which ones burn the longest, which ones smoke, and which ones smell like an old sock. We'll also compare the value for money, which one is the cheapest, and which one is the most cost-effective. In the meantime, I'm heading to 3 popular stores, Lidl, Biedronka, and Dino, to buy the previously mentioned refills. Subtitles.pl. Oh wow! A truly autumn vibe, it's raining and cold. Here I come with a bag from Lidl, Biedronka and Dino. Subtitles, let's see what's inside. As you can see, I've already unpacked everything here. These are the refills I got at the respective stores. I don't know, maybe there were fewer in my Biedronka or Lidl, and there are more in your stores. But there were 4 refills in Lidl, 4 in Biedronka, and 6 in Dino. And I decided to take them because in Biedronka and Lidl we have paraffin refills, while in Dino, most of them are oil-based. What's the difference between them? I'll tell you now. Parafinowe wykonane są głównie z parafiny, which is a derivative of crude oil. On the other hand, the oil-based ones are mainly made from a mixture of paraffin and vegetable oils, for example, palm oil. When it comes to price, paraffin ones are cheaper because they're more popular and easier to produce. When it comes to burning time, at least theoretically, oil-based ones of the same weight should burn longer than paraffin ones. But the burning temperature is also very important here because in winter we use oil-based ones and in summer we use paraffin ones. It's about the state of matter. In the summer, oil-based ones tend to melt more easily and more quickly. As you can see, at first glance there are pros and cons. I forgot to tell you that here in Dino, I found 1 paraffin one, so it'll be nice to compare everything. So, let's start with the first organoleptic tests. From Dino, we have these covers on 4 of the inserts, so let's remove them right away. What's the purpose of that? I don't know. What do you think, Kuba? It protects something. I don't know. Nothing will get inside. Well, interesting. The first thing that stands out is this. The Lidl and Biedronka inserts look almost identical. If I didn't look underneath, I wouldn't know which one came from which store. However, with Dino, it seems to me that the quality of the casings is much better. This plastic is stronger, and this one, look, is bent, like it's seen better days. Actually, each insert has a good quality casing. What else is interesting about the inserts from Dino? Look, here we can adjust them. They're adjustable. If we have a taller or shorter grave candle holder, we can adjust the top. It definitely has a big impact on the burning speed, but this one, I think it's paraffin, but it has this, spring mechanism. I'll add that these 3 don't have any adjustment for increasing or decreasing. Now let's take a look at their colors. As you can see, all the paraffin ones look almost identical, only the oil ones are better. They're slightly yellowish. When it comes to structure, you can see bigger differences. The paraffin ones are definitely harder. On the other hand, the oil ones are soft, and at room temperature, you can easily press them in. Now I think it would be worth smelling them and checking their scents. After smelling all the inserts, one thing stands out. The oil ones smell nicer, even after being lit. Unfortunately, the paraffin ones smell a bit off. I also checked their weight to see if it matches what's stated on the packaging. And, well, we won't make a big deal out of it here, because the weight was pretty much the same for each one. Okay, now take a look at the boards to see how much each grave candle cost in Lidl, Biedronka and Dino. And also see how much product we got for the price. We worked together. I like to quickly check 2 myths circulating on the internet for you. The first one is about freezing the candle insert, and the second is about sprinkling the wick with salt. And I'll tell you, the salt didn't work because the candle insert went out after about 3 minutes. However, the frozen one burns 2 hours longer than the one we didn't mess with. To sum up, none of the inserts exceeded the 30 hours declared on the packaging, but there's not much more to say. The frozen one burned for 2 hours longer. I have 2 more life hacks for you. The first one is lighting these kinds of candle inserts with matches. And as you know very well, it can be tricky because even in the previous test with the inserts, when I was lighting them outside with regular matches, well, I had to mess around a bit. Oh, fuck. Yes, I even have a life hack for that. No way. So the first thing is we have a match and we want to light the insert. Here I have it, and well, the flame goes straight up and we can burn ourselves, burn our fingers with the flame. We have to hold it sideways. And you see, it took me too long. With bigger grave candles, it's difficult, and the insert itself can burn out here. In this way, as you can see for yourselves, it's difficult. But there's a solution for this, a very simple one. All you need to do is take a piece of spaghetti, and with it, you can easily light longer inserts. And now we can get to work. And believe me, it's enough for several inserts, no problem. And honestly, such a simple, natural solution really makes life easier. I didn't know that. Okay, and the second life hack is about the zero waste philosophy. So it's a lifestyle aimed at reducing and minimizing waste production and at the same time saving money. And this is about used grave candles. You know very well how many of these you and your loved ones buy every year. And you surely remember the huge containers in front of cemeteries, all filled with these used grave candles, but all it takes is a simple thing. You just need to take them home, put them in the dishwasher, and look at the result I got after washing an identical grave candle holder. You just need to separate the plastics, put them in the dishwasher, and see for yourself. Next year, we don't have to buy anything. All we need to do is refill them with inserts, like the ones we just tested now. And look, we're being eco-friendly, we're not polluting the world, and at the same time we're saving money. Okay, but enough of this complaining. Let's move on to what you've all been waiting for, namely the main test. I still have one set from each store in my car, and we'll put them into the grave candle holders I bought earlier. The test will take place in grave candles, outdoors, under real-world conditions for this setup. Lidl's all packed, heading to Biedronka. Well, my dear friends, it's almost 10 o'clock, so at exactly 10, we'll start our adventure. The wicks have to be even. All right, let's begin. We're doing the entire test outside in order to best replicate the conditions these grave candles were designed for. But to make sure the whole test goes smoothly, we simply have to cover everything to keep the rain off because we don't want it to end sooner. So I'm going to build the structure now, and you'll soon see a small canopy. Sawhorses, beams, and a roof. I screw everything together and it's done. And now, my friends, there's nothing left but for you to see in fast forward whether the manufacturer's claimed burn time was actually reached. Let's get started. The first cartridge to give out is from Lidl, 6 hours short of the claimed burn time. Next from Dino, 2 hours short of the claimed burn time. The third liter, but unfortunately, as you can see, it got flooded, so I'm not including it in the ranking. Oh look, someone sneaked onto the set in the evening. And here is the first insert that went past the claimed burn time by 8 hours, so it burned for 68. The second one from Biedronka burned for 69 hours, and its claimed burn time was 48 hours, so that's 21 hours longer than the manufacturer claimed. The next liter also had a good result because it burned for 14 hours longer. The next one from Dino, well, not so great because it burned for 20 hours less than the manufacturer claimed. But after that, it's not bad because each subsequent refill exceeds the time declared by the manufacturer. That is, until we get to the point where the large refill from Biedronka burns out 2 hours faster. However, the large one from Lidl burns 13 hours longer. And finally, the last one, the biggest, with a declared burn time of 168 hours, burns for only 150. As you can see, that's quite a lot, but to illustrate it all better for you, I'll sum it up in 3 rankings. First, which candle insert burns the longest? And of course, I understand that there were 100 gram, 400 gram, and even 470 gram ones. But the important thing is that we go to the store, buy a candle insert, and we know it will burn. Exactly. The winner was Snitch Bio Oil from Dino. It burned for 150 hours. Its stated burn time is 168, but in my opinion, that's still quite a good result. The fact is, that's 89% of the declared time, but we've got 6 days of continuous burning covered. In the second ranking, we'll compare the 2 longest burning inserts, compared to what the manufacturer claimed, and the 2 that performed the worst. Let's start with the best ones. The top spot goes, without a doubt, to the insert from Biedronka. Its declared burn time is 48 hours, but it burned for 69, so it exceeded the stated burn time by more than 44%. In second place is the insert from Dino, and in this case, its declared burn time is 60 hours, but it burned for 79. So it's 32% better. Now let's move on to the worst ones. When it comes to the worst ratio of declared burn time to actual burn time, here we actually have the insert from Dino. The declared time is 96 hours, but in reality, it only burns for 76. In second to last place is the insert from Lidl. The declared burn time is 38 hours, but it only burns for 32 hours. My dear friends, and now the third and final ranking, cost effectiveness, the ratio of price to burn time. And in this case, two inserts win without question, which we've already talked about before, because it turned out to be only 4.8 groszy per hour of burn time for the ones from Biedronka and Lidl. And when it comes to the two losers, Dino comes in once again, the same insert, 260 grams, and here the cost after calculation turned out to be 7.8 groszy per hour. In second place is Biedronka, the largest insert, 7.7 groszy per hour. And to sum up, my dear friends, we have clear conclusions. Unfortunately, as you saw, one of the inserts from Lidl just got soaked. Well, I tried my best, but unfortunately the water leaked and splashed it, so we're not taking it into account at all. Two inserts won, with similar weights, 160 and 165 grams. The best value for money. However, the big loser is the insert from Dino, which weighs 260 grams, but unfortunately, it came last in both of these rankings. However, if you want an insert that you can light up, leave burning while you're away on vacation or out of town, and you simply want it to burn the longest, you should choose the one from Dino, which weighs 470 grams. As you saw, it burned the longest. These are my conclusions, my calculations. If you want me to test something else for you, or maybe in a slightly different way, write in the comments what it should be. In the meantime, leave a like and subscribe. So see you in the next episode.